When I first joined, I shared so many ideas. I asked questions, challenged the status quo, and proposed new workflows. But lately, I find myself just nodding along. I keep my mouth shut. Why did I become like this?
This is a frustrating cycle that countless new hires go through, and their immediate conclusion is usually self-doubt. Did I overstep? Or maybe it's safer to just fly under the radar. But is this shift truly driven by a change in your personality?
Initially, I just wanted to add value, but every time I spoke up, the room went cold. Managers gave me the look, and my ideas were met with collective apathy. So my brain learned the lesson. Speaking up costs energy, but staying quiet keeps me safe. Now I just do my time and log off.
Here is the critical insight. People rarely enter an organization completely silent. Silence is a conscious, strategic choice. When professionals realize that their input changes absolutely nothing, or worse, carries a social penalty, they deliberately withdraw their voice. Think about it. Why does the most enthusiastic talent transform into a passive operator over time? Is it a sudden lack of courage? Did they lose their ambition? Or is there an invisible organizational gravity pulling everyone into absolute compliance? Last week, we discussed how low psychological safety breeds fear. Today, we look at the ultimate consequence of that fear.
The ultimate consequence? Is there a specific name for this condition?
Organizational silence is not a personality trait. It is a systemic state of an organization. It describes a workplace where employees clearly have something to say, but collectively agree that not saying it is the best survival strategy. Silence is fueled by two heavy factors. First, the fear that speaking truth to power will hurt your career. Second, and more dangerously, futility. The deeply rooted cynicism that even if you raise your hand, leadership won't listen. When futility peaks, silence becomes permanent. A quiet office is rarely a healthy office. When organizational silence takes over, the fatal flaws of a company don't vanish. They just become invisible to leadership. Errors are repeated, critical data is buried, and the company slowly drives off a cliff while everyone stays perfectly politely quiet.
So a quiet team could actually be a team in crisis. That completely changes how I look at our meetings.
Let's look at how this manifests in reality. During the official Zoom call, when the manager asks for feedback, everyone types, "All of it here," or "No questions." But the moment the call ends, the real meeting begins on private Slack channels, WhatsApp groups, and corridor whispers. The ideas didn't disappear, they just moved to a space where leadership has no access. The organization isn't lacking insight, it's lacking the safety to host it.
How can we diagnose if our team is suffering from this kind of collective silence?
To audit your workplace reality, ask yourself these three critical questions today. 1. The ghost feedback. Have I withheld a major concern or idea this week? If so, why? 2. The backchannel test. Is the real, honest critique happening inside the meeting or on private channels? 3. The futility metric. When someone actually proposes an improvement, does leadership take data-driven action or does it vanish into thin air? If your answers point to the latter, stop fixing your confidence. The structure is forcing your silence. Organizational silence teaches us that when people stop talking, it's not because they have nothing to say, it's because they've realized silence is the most efficient asset protection. Stop blaming your quietness. Start decoding your environment. Until next time, keep working on your structure.